All right, let's talk about something that might just flip everything you know about money and life on its head. It's a powerful, maybe even a little radical idea from a book by Bill Perkins. We're going to dig into a philosophy that really challenges the whole way we're taught to save for the future.
So let me just ask you this, and, really think about it. Are you so busy saving for some far off future that you're kind of forgetting to, well, live your life right now? That question right there is really what this is all about.
And this leads us right into what the book calls the saver's dilemma. You know the one. It's that trap we all fall into, where we're just on autopilot. Work, make money, save money, and then do it all over again. Without ever really asking, hey, what am I saving all this for anyway?
I mean, think about it. The standard advice is to grind it out for 40, maybe 50 years, packing money away for this perfect, golden retirement. We put off all the fun stuff, the travel, the big experiences, all for a future that, let's be honest, is totally unpredictable.
And this isn't just an issue for one type of person, it hits everyone. Perkins talks about a billionaire, John Arnold, who was so stuck in the habit of making money, he forgot how to actually enjoy it. And then there's the other side of the coin. Someone like Elizabeth, a regular person who saved her whole life, only to pass away with a huge amount of money left over. Money that represented years of her life she didn't need to spend working.
And here's the real kicker. Money you never spend isn't just a number on a statement. It represents your life energy. It's the hours, the days, the years you traded away from your finite time on this planet for something you never ended up using. It's a resource that's just gone. So if that's the problem, what on earth is the solution? Well, let's get into the core philosophy of the book because it offers a totally different way to think about your life and your finances.
Now, die with zero doesn't mean you should be reckless and have your last check bounce. No way. It's a mindset. It's about being intentional, about turning your money into memories and amazing life experiences all throughout your life. The goal is to maximize your life's enjoyment, not the final number in your bank account. Really, it all comes down to this one simple but honestly profound idea. The point of the game isn't to finish with the highest score in dollars. The real win is to live the richest life you possibly can, packed with the experiences that mean the most to you. Okay, but how do we justify spending money now instead of saving it? This is where things get really interesting. The book introduces this brilliant concept that completely changes what we think of as an investment.
Perkins makes the case that your life isn't measured by your net worth, but by the sum of your experiences. See, when you invest in an experience, say a big trip or learning to play an instrument, it keeps paying you back for the rest of your life. He calls these memory dividends. Every single time you look back on that memory, you get a little hit of joy. And this is what's so cool about this comparison. A financial investment, like a stock, it can go down, it can even go to zero. But a memory? The value of a great memory only grows. The joy you get from reliving it actually compounds over your lifetime, which makes it one of the absolute best performing assets you could ever own. This quote used in the book just nails it, doesn't it? It reminds us that this isn't all about spreadsheets and stock market returns. The real business of life is building up this incredible portfolio of memories. Because when all is said and done, that's all we really have.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds amazing, but it also sounds super risky. What if I run out of cash? So let's talk about how you can actually put this philosophy to work in a smart, practical way.
These are the big ones, right? The fear of living longer than your savings, the nightmare of huge medical bills, and, of course, wanting to leave something for your kids. These are totally valid concerns, and the die with zero approach actually has some pretty rational answers for them.
See, the strategy isn't about spending like there's no tomorrow, it's about planning more intelligently. First, you get a realistic sense of your timeline. Second, you insure against the big, scary risks. Perkins is a fan of things like annuities, which are basically insurance policies that guarantee you an income for life. And third, when it comes to your kids, give to them when it makes a huge difference in their lives, like in their 20s or 30s, not when they're already 60 and financially set.
And let's be super clear here. This is not about getting all morbid and trying to guess your expiration date. Not at all. The goal is simply to switch from the default setting of saving for an infinite future to being more intentional and planning around a reasonable, probable lifespan.
So let's wrap this all up. This whole philosophy is really about getting off the path of just accumulating stuff and getting on the path of fulfillment. It's about actively designing the life you truly want to live. This is really the ultimate challenge here. It's time to get off the hamster wheel, to start making conscious choices about how you spend your two most valuable resources, your time and your money. Every dollar you spend should be a deliberate investment in the life you want. And you gotta remember, there's a real urgency to this. Backpacking across Southeast Asia hits different when you're 22 versus when you're 72. Your health, your energy, they change. The window of opportunity to have some of the best experiences of your life, it might just be right now.
So I'll leave you with this one last thing to chew on. What is that one experience, that trip, that hobby, that crazy adventure that you keep pushing off to someday? Because if you take anything away from the Die with Zero philosophy, it should be this. Someday is probably the most expensive word in your vocabulary.